Welcome back to another installment of International Coffeehouse video series. For this video, we'll be giving you a recap of what happened at the Latin American-focused Coffeehouse. The Latin American student organization came to host and served coffee and pastries representative of Cuba. We pulled out our cultural iceberg to have some conversations about cultural norms and expectations across cultures.
All right, traditions and festivals.
So traditions in my culture, I'm from Venezuela, so around Christmas, around like big holidays, we gather around with family and we make different types of food, like bread or meats and stuff that pertains to Venezuela.
We're starting to like hosting Coffeehouse outside as we're able to talk to people who are just walking by as they hear the music and they come over and see what's going on. That way we can share a little bit more about the different cultural organizations that are available for people to participate in at UTK. This week we even had some special visitors, Vice Chancellor of Student Life, Frank Cuevas, and the Dean of Students, Shay Kid House. Representing the Latin American Student Association, President Andrea Fagioli will talk to us about Latin American culture. Tell us more about what you're serving at today's Coffeehouse.
So today we're serving coffee from we just looked up that they were made from slaves, and then they just made these pastelitos like when they came home. And then coffee is a big export in Latin America, so that's really important for Latin American countries as well.
Tell us about the significance of coffee in your culture.
Coffee is a really big part of Latin American culture. Usually you get up, you drink coffee, you talk with your family, someone comes over, you drink coffee and you talk about just like really anything. And then at night, you drink coffee at night, morning, any time of the day. That's just a really big thing. And people, like countries specialize their coffee. So like Cuban coffee, it's a small espresso with sugar and like we do café con leche, so it's like coffee with milk and it's a lot of sugar. So there's just a lot of varieties, and it just brings our culture together really, like any time of the day. So.
What makes you feel connected to your culture at the University of Tennessee?
I would say a big part would be LASO. So like the Latin American Student Organization is a really big part of my life at UT. I joined my freshman year, and it's just a lot of people that look like me, and really just anybody that wants to learn more about my culture and any, it's just a way to have a home away from home. So like LASO is just an extension of my family, and I think that's what really makes LASO feel like home.
What is the difference between the terms Hispanic and Latinx?
Yeah, so that comes up a lot. So Hispanic means that you speak Spanish. So you can be from any country in Latin America and say that you're Hispanic, but that just denotes what language you speak. But that does not include countries like Brazil that speak Portuguese. But if you are Latino, Latina, Latinx, that means that you are part of a country in Latin America. So that includes Brazil, because they are a country in South America, which is part of Latin America. Hispanic also includes Spain, but if you are from Spain, you are not Latino, Latina, Latinx. So that's just the difference.
What are some ways that students at UTK can learn more about this culture?
Yeah, so there are a lot of Latin American centered, there's a couple, Latin American centered orgs, LASO, the Latin American Student Organization, SHIP, the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers. They are on the engineering campus, but they also just take any major. So that's another org that you can join if you needed to. If you want to learn more about migrant justice, just like in general, the Student Migrant Justice organization is really good at just, it's kind of like under the umbrella. Like they don't just do immigration for Latin American countries, they do everything, but they talk about that.